Why he was named man of the match, runs 85, scoring shots 57, 4-7, and a little diagram there to the right to show where the runs all came from. TV viewers and to those watching on Mnet Supersports in South Africa, the second of 5 one-day international matches between England and Pakistan, the TEXACO trophy at stake. Well, we're at the Oval in London, and London weather continues to be hot and sunny. A lovely forecast in the morning, light southeasterly breezes, and a maximum temperature of 27 degrees, though whispers of possible thunderstorms coming later in the day. The toss, important as ever, this time won by Graham Gooch for England. But as in the first match, England batted first. England unchanged. The 4-pronged seam attack of Botham, Lewis, Pringle, de Freitas intact there with an optional spin, Graham Hick and Richard Illingworth. Seriously, Pakistan were going to miss Wasim Akram, who had an injured ankle. Tanvir Mehdi, the young seam bowler, came in to replace him. The umpires, formerly of Somerset, both of them, Mervyn Kitchen and Roy Palmer. England winning the toss, as I say. They're batting first. We join their innings now, the third ball of the third over. Akib Javid bowling to Graham Gooch. The score 8 for no wicket.
Slightly slapdash piece of fielding down on the boundary. Tackling straight. I think we could also say it wasn't much of a delivery.
Well, it wasn't much of a delivery, but it was some shot. He dispatched it beautifully, short of a length, clipped it away.
Well, that was a better ball and a better shot. Most exquisite timing. I swear he did no more than play that defensively off his pads. Beautiful. Well, no one times the ball better than this fellow, Alex Stewart. Minimum of effort and maximum acceleration off the face of the bat.
Well, that's the minimum of effort. You see the full face of the bat there, pointing right back down the pitch, and the ball sped away. That's Alex Stewart at his best.
Pressure put on him, you see. Stewart ran that first one quickly. It didn't look as though with a clean pickup there would be 2, but suddenly it's 4. And again, attacking running from Stewart. That's the 50. 64 deliveries, and that is very rapid.
Yes, pretty good going for England. 50 coming in very quick time. And I think Javed Miadad must be wondering as to how he can put brakes on this partnership.
Seemed to lose his run. It's cost him 4.
Just 7 wickets in 10 matches for Navid Anjum. Oh, it's well bowled, just a little slower, and a great shy, and Gooch has gone. Terrific throw, but Graham Gooch, the England captain, absolutely stranded.
That really was probably about the only way a wicket looked like falling. A great disappointment for Gooch there. He'd be looking for a big score today. Just pushed away there square, and
Nice bounce for the fielder. It went really beautifully straight into his hand, and well, Gooch not even in the frame hardly. Beautiful throw.
Now the leg spin of Mushtaq Ahmed and the slow pitch and some fairly curious field placings on Wednesday didn't help him.
That's a good shot. Gliding footwork, and the face of the bat just turned to ease the ball wide of mid-on. That really is a fast outfield here at the Oval today.
Yeah, well, Robin Smith showing a little bit more confidence than he did at Lord's early on, using his feet there and placing that ball wide of mid-on. That was a fine shot.
Bowled him. I don't think it was to do with the field placing. It may have been to do with that little loop that Ray Illingworth was talking about. He certainly pushed the ball through a bit quicker in this second one-day international. And Robin Smith, well, just missed it.
Possibly that slim off may have just come into Robin Smith's mind that he didn't want to be pushing there for a bat and pad. You see the man just in the camera there, but again it was the drift in and the ball keeping going on between bat and pad. He does get quite a lot of drift in, does Mushtaq.
Alan Lamb doing a little loosening up on the way in there. Oh, not very good fielding. Straight through the fielder. That's Sally Malik, the man who ran out Graham Gooch so brilliantly, but not so brilliant this time.
Must admit, he did really crack that away. The deep man hadn't to go very far, but that's disappointment for the bowler.
He's faced 68 balls for 46. Well, he's done it. That's exactly it. Statistically, anyway, a replica of his Lord's performance. 50 runs going from 69 balls. At Lord's, he then got out, but I think hearing the applause now and learning from the first experience, he would prefer to bat on a bit. Oh, he's gone. It turned. It turned, and Amir Sohail is delighted with that one.
Well, that certainly wasn't a good shot. It was down the wicket, but then hitting right across the line. And, well, really, at this stage of the game, not to the halfway mark yet, that was a very rash shot. See it again now. Been down the pitch, not to the pitch, and well, it was all right hand again, and if he'd gone through with it, trying to hit it over cover, he may well have got away with it, but it's across the line there, no real chance of getting away with that.
But Neil Fairbrother comes out left-handed. That'll be interesting.
Bad luck or just an elementary mistake? The ball is spinning and Stewart hits it with extra spin, and as we were taught way back at primary school, the second or third bounce can zip right away from you.
As he did at Lord's, Alex Stewart dominating this Pakistan attack. 79 there with 116 balls, 10 fours, and altogether in the England innings we've only had 14, so in every way he's played the leading part. Now that is a wide in any sort of cricket, and we saw 3 of those in young Mehdi's first over. Asif Iqbal with me, and still suffering, Asif.
Yes, unfortunately, he still is.
And with only 4 fielders within the 30-metre ring now, it's almost impossible to stop Fairbrother from picking up every ball. Look at this, a lovely little deflection. That'll be his first 4. Beautifully played shot.
Yes, that is certainly bad bowling from Pakistan, because Ahmed, knowing that he hasn't got a third man or he hasn't got anybody patrolling the outfield, bowled a short one, and Fairbrother certainly picked it up, and that's his first 4.
And definitely in trouble, Neil Fairbrother. Definitely in trouble. Only just hobbled down to the other end there. Stewart unaware, looking for 2, and Fairbrother signalling he needs a runner. He's gone. It looks like a hamstring. There's Mickey Stewart. Graham Hick is due in next, but all the appearances are that Fairbrother will stay there. He's bound to be handicapped. It's on his front leg, so he won't be able to get very far forward. Robin Smith to do duty. Well, Alex Stewart's been out there now for 2.5 hours, but he's still running as swiftly and looking for everything he can get from this Pakistan attack. That takes him on to 97. England on to 192. That'll be it. First ever one-day international, 100 and on your own ground. 3 runs for Stewart. 101 out of 198. An appreciative dressing room. And Stewart now an integral part of this England side. The crowd love it. And that's a good innings, Asif.
Certainly it is. In fact, throughout the innings from the very beginning.
Those are the people who've scored 100 at the Oval in one-day internationals. England's 200. And the 4th 50, the quickest of the lot. It's come off only 57 deliveries. And England now really are poised to get somewhere near 300. The end of the over, 200 for 3. Through the gates, may have got an inside edge. That's the end of Stewart. A terrific innings. All credit to Akib to come back and get through his defence. The fine innings there, and now England 202 for 4.
Certainly much needed wicket as far as Pakistan is concerned. A tremendous effort by Alex Stewart. Played very good knock, and I think he is there to stay. There it is, Alex Stewart trying to force, got an inside edge onto the leg stump, and I'm sure he must be very disappointed with this. In spite of getting 100, he would still wanted to stay there and try and get as many runs as possible.
And that brings Graham Hick to the wicket. pretty powerful. The roar from the crowd suggested something more than just a pulled boundary there. They know the pressure Hick's under, and to see him respond like that, well, the crowd loved it. So did Robin Smith.
Yes, and a very, very well played shot too.
Pretty good rate. A chance of getting it up to about 5 1/4. It's a very good shot. No wild swing about that. Just picked out the ball and the spot where he wanted to hit it.
That's a lovely, solid shot, but you just wonder about Neil Fabre that actually continued to bat at this stage. It could easily aggravate that hamstring injury, which would be no good for himself or anybody else. And you do miss a lot of singles without having a runner. It's very difficult to run and take short singles when you're running instead of a normal batsman at the other end.
Well, that really is sloppy. It's exactly what I was saying earlier. They've done some brilliant things, absolutely brilliant out there. And now Fairbrother has reached his 50 with an overthrow from Robbie Strike. It seems to me Graham Hick is looking for the pull shot much more today than in other innings we've seen from him. Seems to be much more keen to get on to the back foot. That's a good shot. It's a nice free swing of the bat.
Well, the short one followed by the full length, and Graham Hick was waiting for it. Straight back over long on. Very powerful player, Graham Hick. If he gets in, he's about 6'4" tall, so he's a big man, plenty of power there. Certainly, if he could stay until the end and play like this, it wouldn't do him any harm at all.
It's been Navid Anjum to Graham Hick. Hick's on 27. No ball called, and he has picked it up quite beautifully and hit it away to where the man had just come from. They brought the man in from deep fine leg up inside the circle. That's Hick's reply.
Yes, he got right across outside the off stump before the ball delivered. In fact, did well to hit it because the ball was then delivered down the leg side, but they picked it up beautifully.
No man out at deep mid-wicket. Very much the slower ball from Navid Anjum, and it gave Fairbrother the chance to wait for a second or so, and it's 2:57 for 4. Last 4 overs, a run, at least a run, has been scored from every delivery bowl. Good shot. That's a wonderful stroke from Hick. 50 for him. Just 44 balls Graham Hick has faced for his half-century. equally as good. Pitched in just about the same spot. This time he clipped it behind squarely.
Well, it's marvellous things by Graeme Hick today. He's certainly answered the critics, played some glorious shots. He's improvised, moved outside, leg stumping him through the offside, moved to the offside, him to the leg side. A very fine innings.
Straight over the top and into the crowd. That is an enormous hit here at the Oval. It's the longest part of the ground. It was the slower ball, but it went very fast in that moment.
Yes, it's not often you see the slow delivery. It's around like it has been done today, but Fairweather has done the same. Usually they get away with the slower delivery, but, well, Hick hit that beautifully, right over long on.
295 for 4. 1 over to go, so that higher score at the Oval. England, Pakistan is about to be demolished. But not yet. Tanvir Mehdi, a wicket for him. His first wicket in limited overs internationals. He's picked up Fairbrother. Fairbrother played very well. He was unfortunate to damage that hamstring. Made 63. Only 64 balls needed for the 63 Fairbrother made.
Well, it's a good delivery as well, right into the block hole, leg stump. The place you want to bowl it, particularly if a batsman's limited as Fairbrother was with that pull hamstring. He's done pretty well out there, sticking it out. Just hope it hasn't done him too much harm. A word of encouragement for him both of them, and big roar from the crowd.
Very difficult to pick out one shot, but that would have to be close to the stroke of the day. No sooner did it leave the bat than it was crashing into the boundary.
So 2 more runs were added, 302 for 5 England score after 55 overs. Marvellous century there by Alex Stewart. He really led the way. Many crisp strokes of his legs, and very healthy partnerships too. Gooch and Stewart 71, Stewart and Fairbrother 94, and Fairbrother and Hick 93. And just to look a little more closely at Alex Stewart's 100, the yellow lines there taking the ball to the boundaries. Scoring strokes 58 with 10 fours. Tough time for Pakistan in the field. The seamers had a rough time, certainly. Navid Anjum, the best of them, 9 overs, 0 for 37. But Mushtaq Ahmed, with his leg spin, 11 overs, 1 for 47, perhaps the pick of the Pakistan attack. So Pakistan requiring 303 runs to win at 5.51 runs per over. Let's join them now as they start their innings in the 4th ball of the 1st over. De Freitas to Ramiz Raja, 3 runs on the board.
Doesn't he climb into those? Again going for that pull shot. This one airborne, but really isn't much of a risk, and this is poor bowling.
He overpitched. Just overcompensated there for the short ball that he knows he would prefer not to bowl or shouldn't bowl. but he just gets it far too full. It's an easy half volley.
It's a lovely shot. And this little man starts to flow with his stroke play. There's no more exciting opening world cricket, because inexperienced he might be, but he does hit the ball hard.
Yes, it's a good shot. Once you give it a good whack at the oval and it misses the field, you no need to bother chasing it, because although it's a big outfield, the ball just races across it.
Ian Botham comes into the attack, 49 for no wicket. Oh, that's got to be 4 runs. Botham looks at his finger as if he's broken a nail. But that's strictly a sartorial point, I'm afraid. It's a rank long hop down the leg side, gone for 4.
And certainly that's what Pakistan needed. 53 of 8 overs, 8.1 over.
Lovely stroke, beautifully played. Now Botham curses, but in fact all he did was marginally overpitch that. He bowled straight, that's what you're supposed to do when you split your field 5 and 4. But the timing did it. It's obviously a good track for batting on. Illingworth first to the left-hander, Amisamail. He took all sorts of liberties, crashed the ball into a flock of pigeons at extra cover, scatters the pigeons and takes his 4.
Well, there goes our theory. We were talking about the spinner coming on and maybe the slower pace will make the difference, but it's early days. First ball, first delivery from Illingworth, and Amir was well prepared for it.
Oh, it's touched it. It was a catch, but I would not say that Botham was at fault at square leg. He jumped like a goalkeeper and touched it just over the bar.
A very hard one. Yes, it'll be unfair to say that was a chance, but I think Amir Sohail hit it quite firmly, in fact. And there it is, very high. It did, in fact, very well to get a hand to it. He certainly saved 2 runs. It would have gone for a 4.
Eventually played all-round one, but he still played quite a damaging little innings for Pakistan. 32 runs before being bowled by Richard Illingworth.
And we'll see, I think, in the replay that he played all around instead of playing straight here. He has done his job. He's played a magnificent knock for Pakistan. There it is, ball well pitched after him, and it turned.
And there's a half-century for Ramiz Raja. Played beautifully, correct strokes, punishing strokes, but he's never lost his control or elegance.
Oh, that's close. I thought it was close. Both of them thought it was close. That's 2 of us.
I thought it was close. May have just got outside. No, probably just missing leg stump.
Up for Pakistan. There's a strong Pakistan contingent here at the Oval today. Plenty of support for them. And they have batted very well indeed. First 3 players. 100 on the board for just the loss of 1 wicket. That's Amir Sohail. Beautiful stroke for 4. Good player, Ramiz Raja. Beautifully executed stroke by Salim Malik.
Just drifting down that leg side there, Graham Hick.
Well, that's a fine shot. Just go and get it back. Oh, that's bowled in. Well, there we go. Salim Malik has gone. And a very useful delivery from Derek Pringle. Darted back. May have been a little bat on it, but a very useful nip-back delivery from Pringle. And that was what England wanted. And Pakistan now 144 for 2.
Well, it was Derek Pringle's steady bowling that got the wicket. It just drifts out a touch. Salim Malik just following it as it drifts out, gets the inside edge that cannons onto the leg stump.
Now, an interesting change in the Pakistan batting order. Skipper Miandad, who's usually eager to mastermind a side's chase, has dropped himself down the order and let this young man loose. And Inzamam. Well, there's Ramiz. Gets him into the 90s, does it? Or no, he's on 86. And score 148. Every now and again he pre-selects, and footwork absolutely spot on there. .35. This might be out, and is. There we are, one wicket usually leads to another. And that extravagant leg side flip, which Ramiz Raja's used to such good effect, finally costing him his wicket. And suddenly the game tilts. Pakistan now 148 for 3.
Well, he may have got quite a few runs with that leg side flip, and he is very good at it, but it does pay to look and see where the fielders are positioned. And it's no good playing it if there's a fielder out there, and a fielder as good, athletic, and with super hands as this young man, Mark Ramprakash.
And there we are, 2 wickets in 6 deliveries, and 2 new batsmen now in, both on naught. And that's how quickly a one-day game or any game of cricket can change. Mark Ramprakash, the man there, and never looked like doing anything other than catching it. Just watch this for good judgment and a good pair of hands. Javed Miandad. Inzamam has shown himself in the World Cup to be a terrific driver, and he can hook and pull as well. But Derek Pringle is bowling into a good tight little area against him. Well, just a turn of the wrists there, that's all it was. Third man had only got about 15 yards to go to his right, but couldn't cut it off. That's just a glimpse of the talent of the man.
Yes, it was a nice improvised shot. It was a half slash, half steered past Chris Lewis. Just being given a touch of width by Derek Pringle. He does improvise very well with his stroke making.
just about carried, but can't be grumbles if there's no slip. Stewart made a lot of ground there.
Well, as the professionals will say, it's the best shot in the game because you cannot set fields for these. Nice outside edge, comfortable catch to first slip, but there isn't one. The keeper can't make it.
Wonderful effort from Pakistan to keep this match in the balance. They couldn't do it at Lord's. From at least this position in the game you could call the result, but you certainly couldn't do that today. Not with shots like that. He didn't even look for a run. He knew where he'd hit it.
Well, Philip de Freitas again pitching short, probably trying to knock one in short at this young man, but he's got a big shot making repertoire. He really does play all kinds of shots, and if he gets going, he gets some momentum or impetus, then he'll just plaster the fielders with shots all over the place.
Oh dear me. Well, no wonder Javid's clapping. He won 6 for it. And Javid was in no doubt. In fact, the fielder is signalling. It looks as though 4 is being signalled. Mervyn Kitchen has given the signal, and umpire Palmer confirms it. Now that is closest of all, and he's out, and Pringle gets his reward. That was a fuller length, and Inzamam walking straight into it. And Derek Pringle gets a deserved wicket, and that's the end of the young man. LBW for 15, 174 now for 4.
Well, I don't think there's any need to look at the bat and perhaps think maybe I got a tickle because that looked plumb. And he got the benefit of pitching the ball up, did Derek Pringle. Inzamam just playing across it, walking a touch. And it looked quite out to me.
New batsman Asif Mushtaba. That's the situation into which he's come. 174 for 4.
Nice stroke. Dropped down by Illingworth, short of a length. And Asif now having the confidence to step back and play that chopping cut.
And that's what Pakistan needs.
No one will know tomorrow morning if it came off the meat of the bat or off the edge.
Again, there's a lot of width there. That's what Java's looking for. Probably half an edge, but when you're flashing like that, well, third man hasn't got much chance that it goes in about 4 or 5 yards of them at each side.
LBW, Javid Miandad, LBW to both them. Given out by umpire Kitchen. Alex Stewart is up over the stumps, trying to keep Javid in his crease. Be interesting to see if he managed to do that, or if Javid was on his way down. Well, now, just a little discussion with the umpire on the way out. Perhaps just checking on the scoreboard and whether it's correct. And that's what the umpire saw from the bowler's end. This is what he had to guess at. runs there. There's a bit quicker from Chris Lewis. Little touch of frustration perhaps from him. But 4 runs to the left-hander.
Still a hope there for Pakistan. But they're in need of a good over at the moment.
Oh, here's trouble. Now where it is. It's the long walk back to the pavilion. He's something else, that Botham, I tell you. Moved like a 20-year-old.
Yes, Botham's always been a good natural athlete, and even though he's getting on in years and a bit more weight nowadays, when he has to, he can still move pretty quickly, as he showed there. Going the wrong way, you see there, turned back quickly, got across that pitch very quickly, but the main thing was he hit the stumps.
44.5 overs gone. Navid Anjum was run out for 6. 6 extras, 232 for 6. That'll be 4. Delicate little stroke. Didn't try to hit it too hard, just turned it nicely away, very fine. The run rate moving at around about 6 or 7. Oh, that's close. Yes, a misjudgment there by the left-hander. Goes OBW.
Yes, this is the 3rd LBW that England have gained, but if you watch, you'll see he's trying to whip across the line. Ball pitching just outside off stump. Turned a touch, but good clear view there by the umpire and the viewers at home.
Straight down the throat of the man at mid-on. Mushtaq Ahmed goes. With him might easily go Pakistan's final chance. It's 263 for 8.
Well, it was just a well-pitched up ball that he tried to chip to the onside, but it just went up as a nice lob catch to mid-on. The idea was right, chip it over the infield, and it just didn't get enough leverage on it, or he didn't get it wide enough of mid-on, and it was a simple catch.
The batsman is Tanvir Mehdi. Can hardly believe it. Lewis knows it's true. A slightly slower full pitch. Straight back to Chris Lewis.
But it's a fairly quickish full toss from Chris Lewis. Simple catch, and he is such a wonderful fielder off his own bowling, but even for everybody else in the team.
Moin Khan disappears. Aqib Javed will be the last man. Bowling. De Freitas has bowled Tanvir Mehdi. The match is over, and England, 302 for 5, have defeated Pakistan 263 all out.
Such a brilliant start for Pakistan. Amir Sohail and Ramiz Raja, 81 runs from 81 balls, and Ramiz and Salim Malik, 63 off 83 balls, and then disaster. 2 fine batsmen arrive at the crease, both on naught, Javed Miandad and Inzamam. They set off a second surge, but 2 LBW decisions ended that, and Pakistan fell far short. For England, the fielding was excellent. Good backing for the bowling. Derek Pringle, I thought, the pick, 9 overs, 2 for 35, and 2 wickets for De Freitas and Lewis and Illingworth, and 1 for Ian Botham. So the result, England win by 39 runs, and they are now 2 up in this 5-match series. Peter May nominated his man of the match, and that was ALEC Stewart for his marvellous century. There was one unsavoury incident in this match which will be well reported. Botham gets Miandad out LBW, and words, it seems, were exchanged from Botham to Miandad, or so it's alleged. Disappointment and perhaps some anger took over the Pakistan captain's mind, and suddenly he decided to report the whole matter to the umpire, Mervyn Kitchen. And if Mr. Kitchen believes it's worthy of report to the international umpire, that will be Bob Cowper, the former Australian player, member of the Australian International Board.
An inspection,